Snack fans, we're back with another amazing, super special, super out of this world snack bite for you. My name's Ryan Hernia.
And my name's Brady, and we just came back from a fantastic, fantabulous movie. Mm-hmm. Ryan, what was that movie?
So, this guy was like, yo, we have to see Guardians. And I was like, don't worry, we'll see it. You're like, no, we have to see it soon. And then he texts me at like 4 in the morning. All right, I booked our tickets, 9 a.m. A 9 a.m. fucking movie.
I sure did, because obviously that's something I would love to do. I wake up to myself and I'm like, mayonnaise, I'm going to love it. Not a soul in the theater. I have to wake up when everybody's ready, getting out of the retirement home. I was like, mayonnaise. Plus, you saved $2 off of mayonnaise.
It was the butt-ass crack of dawn, and we went to go see the new Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
It was fantastic, and I just need to clear things up. Ryan's the one who booked the matinee.
It was me.
I'm a saint.
Why are you calling it a matinee?
It's a matinee.
It's called a movie. I booked a movie.
No, a matinee is a pretty early screening of the movie. So like old people go to a matinee. It's like
a white person word.
It's just a early booking of a movie, I guess you could say. And you did save. Ryan did book our tickets. You did save, or you should have saved $2 because matinees are usually $2 cheaper.
Well, it was a lot because it was IMAX.
Oh, yeah,
and it's so loud in there, I didn't hear any dumbass kids, which is nice.
There you go. And I don't think, I mean, it was 9 o'clock in the morning, so there wasn't probably much
There was more people in there than I expected for 9 a.m. on a Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, I guess these people don't believe in God or anything.
Yeah, you dirty heathens, shouldn't you be somewhere right now with your family?
I really thought they were going to be in church, but no, they were like, oh, buddy boy, I want to go see Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
It was like, getting into heaven, Chris Pratt, come on.
I think Chris Pratt's the right choice. And definitely after this movie, I think he's going to be the right choice for a lot of people.
I feel like by extension of knowing Chris, you get into heaven because the guy is pretty holy.
He is. I mean, if you've seen any of his work, Jurassic Park, the other movie he was in.
Yeah, the other movie he was in.
The Lego movie he was in. He played Emmett. Did you know that?
Yes, Emmett Brown.
Yeah, is that his last name, Emmett Brown?
No, that's Emmett Brown's the doctor from Back to the Future.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Emmett Lego in that movie.
Emmett Lego. That's an original last name. I think this was a fantastic movie, and what I want to do is like when me and Ryan ever watch a good movie, we want to share it with you guys. So I think that's exactly what we're going to do. That's why we have this thing called Snack Bite.
It's our shorter, more concentrated form of deliciousness, packaged nicely and delivered to you guys.
Yeah, it's not like any of those other diluted stuff. This shit is concentrated as fuck.
We don't bore you guys. We just hop right into it. We take off our clothes and jump into the cold water, dick swinging and ready to go, baby.
Says the guys who are 5 minutes in introductions. we just jump right in.
We just jump right into it.
We are about the 5-minute mark.
After talking for 10 minutes.
We haven't said one word about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Technically, we should be about fourth way done in the review.
Exactly. So let's jump into it. Ryan, how do you want to structure this?
I can give my initial thoughts first, and you give your initial thoughts, and then we can go into analytics, and then we can go into spoilers afterwards.
Oh man, it's gonna be hard to talk about this movie without spoilers.
We'll get to it.
Yeah, we will get to it. It's just I'm antsy, man. I'm antsy.
I know. I can see you're a little.
I'm a little antsy for it. Yeah. Okay, well, let me hear your initial thoughts. I really want to hear what you think.
So I actually ended up watching both Guardians of the last week just to kind of prepare my body and my soul
mentally and sexually.
I'm sexually preparing the temple to receive Guardians of Volume 3's huge load of awesome.
Huge load. Absolutely huge load.
And so I thoroughly enjoyed it. Obviously, it's sitting at like a 90% right now, Rotten Tomatoes, and like a comfortable like audience score of like 80 plus, something like that. Oh my goodness gracious, where do I even begin? I could just say it's awesome, but I didn't really break it down, you know?
Yeah, I mean, for one, I would just like to say those Rotten Tomato scores are bullshit. Like, I never trust them. Even the audience score. Like, there's the critic score, then there's the audience score. Right. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. Everybody has different tastes in movie, but there's always come one movie what's universally praised, and that's why I don't like really believe in the Rotten Tomato scores, because honestly, guys, you probably already know that I personally love this movie. I think Ryan personally loved this movie. So, like, I don't think it's fair that's sitting at that right now. So you could never win with Rotten Tomatoes. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, you take the audience scoring to the Rotten Tomatoes score, you can kind of like find the middle ground for both those. That's how I kind of look at it sometimes. But without getting too crazy into details, I really enjoy this movie because they gave more equal screen time to everyone. I feel like maybe Nebula got a little bit more than some of the characters.
She got a shit ton. Shit ton. But, she was great.
There was a lot more Drax. There's a lot more I almost said mayonnaise. Mantis. The story was like simple, but at the same time like really deep and heartfelt. The music hit most of the time for me. Visually, I would say about most of it looked really good to me. The Among Us scene to me was a little bit wonky. I was like, yo, this could be like a college project.
I feel that. I think they were trying to go wacky, and that's not a spoiler. It was in the trailers, but I think that one was kind of wacky. I wonder why they went with those colors. I bet you for sure it was Among Us reference.
That or just. James Gunn's just a kid. He's just a big kid.
He's just a quirky little kid. I have a couple really fun facts about him, but I'll wait until we get to the more spoiler area.
And just keep it real surfacey. Still, a simple story, but very deep, heartfelt. I cried, I think, twice. It wasn't super predictable, like a little bit predictable, but not super predictable. But that's kind of my early thoughts about it. Brady, what's kind of your initial thoughts of Guardians of the Galaxy?
I'll tell you, Ryan, and I'll tell the audience too.
Yeah,
I'll tell everybody involved. I think this movie.
Hey, Mom. Yeah, you're involved now.
You're involved. Here's speaker. Just you're involved. Yeah. Don't ask questions.
Yeah, definitely.
You're in it. Anyway, so. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I think this is a refreshed look on the whole franchise as Marvel Industries, Marvel Studios. Honestly, last couple Marvel products, what came out recently, it's been kind of lackluster. Hasn't been bad. I mean, some people might think a couple of things haven't been bad, but as a casual fan or a diehard fan, I think it's been pretty okay. But seeing the Guardians refresh with James Gunn look in the director's seat is fantastic to see. He re-renovated these characters. He took the characters by the helm and absolutely just nailed every single one of their not only character strengths but also their character's flaw. No one wants to see like a perfect character, and I think that's what he does good.
2D character.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what he did amazing in this is he understood his characters and he was able to develop them and see how they interact. In the past,
they had like one character trait, like oh I'm mad, or like oh I'm crazy.
Yeah. In the past, you really got to see like the flaws, and he was able to like advance those flaws and show how it reacts. There's multiple times in this movie where a character like fucks up and mess some things up, and the other characters involved, they have genuine, honest reactions. Some people have hateful reactions. There's a scene where someone was having a hateful reaction to someone when they messed up, but then there's another character like. That's just him. Like, he's not all there, and that's okay. We still love him. He's here for other things. So it was really to, like, kind of treat them as, like, real people, and I love that. And not only the character growth, but also the environments were awesome. I've noticed in a lot of the Marvel movies, they've been filming on this new green screen type thing where it's a 360 green screen, and they just film in front of it, and you kind of could just say, you could look at it, and it looks like a green screen. This movie, I felt like they probably filmed on it, but it didn't feel like that at all. I feel like the special effects and the CGI was a little bit up higher than it was previously. Like, I love the new Thor movie, but you could tell that some of it's like just has the blurred background, and you could definitely tell that the actor is on set. This one felt like they were actually in space. They were actually doing the movie, what was super awesome.
Yeah, way to keep it surfacey. No, I'm kidding. No, you did point out something really. You point out a few things that I wanted to touch on. One, yeah, the characters do feel less 2D, like you mentioned.
100%. They feel real.
Like Nebula used to be just hateful and rude, and now she's extremely caring as well. Gamora was a lot more helpful and nice, and now she's like back to being like an edgy tyrant type.
Yes, exactly.
Who's your favorite character development so far in this one?
I would say, honestly, I really loved what they did with Drax, and even on the same level.
Yes.
On the same level,
honestly,
on the same level, kind of with Mantis, I feel like they work really good together. So I kind of put them as a bunch. But I feel like every character did great. Doesn't matter.
They both took jabs at each other, which is a lot of fun.
It was super fun. They kind of had like this brother-sister relationship. Well, I loved. It was super fun, super awesome, but it was also very heartwarming.
And she was like super cute. I remember her being super annoying and like kind of just like like a super duper side character. Yeah. But like she was a lot cuter, a lot more funnier to me this time.
She was really because she didn't join the Guardians of the Galaxies until the end of Volume 2. So like the only time she had with the Guardians is like Endgame, Infinity War, the holiday special. But besides that, that's the only time she had. But she felt like a crucial part of the team already. Even though like she's the newest member besides Nebula, she feels very important to the team, and she felt like one of them. And I think they did everything. Obviously, and you guys could tell from the trailers, like this is a Rocket Raccoon movie. This is
You can tell from the trailer.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh, I mean, yeah, there's some flashback images.
Yeah, you could kind of tell that this is a Rocket Raccoon movie.
I didn't do any research. I didn't go on TikTok. I'm never on TikTok, but I didn't do any research. Every time there was like some sort of like opinionated or like a spoilerish tweet, I would just like literally just scroll past it right away. I didn't know anything. I really did. I didn't even overanalyze the trailers. I kind of just went into it.
Yeah, you just watch the trailers. They released like 7 trailers for the movie, and at least 6 or 7 of them had like heavy Rocket Raccoon. So you didn't know what type of Rocket Raccoon movie it was going to be.
I thought it was like one flashback. I mean, for all I know, the main bad guy could have been Booster Gold, or is that his name, Booster Gold?
No, definitely not. That's DC, but DC, that's a great DC character. That's Adam Warlock you're thinking about. And
I thought that was the actor's actual name.
Oh, Booster Gold? You think?
No. Adam Warlock.
No.
Imagine if you were a kid named Adam Warlock.
That would be such a killer name.
Badass name.
And that's another character. Like he's one of the side like characters in it, and you're like, damn, actually, he's actually a really good character. And like, it doesn't matter like what character you are in that. Like everybody got development.
That's
everybody
crazy,
got screen time.
that.
For real.
I thought he was super annoying. I thought
just because he's annoying, that's his character. That's how they written him, is to be annoying. But he was able to, I mean, not to go in spoilers, something did happen, and he was able to do something, and something, and they were able to like.
We'll go to spoilers here in a minute. We'll go to spoilers here in a minute. But halfway through the movie, I was thinking to myself like, dude, Booster Gold, Adam Warhammer. It felt like this was the bully from high school who had a truck and you had like a skateboard.
Yeah.
Like this guy, like you're trying to fight crime with a skateboard and he's like rounding people with his truck. Like it felt like not fair, and he's an idiot.
And like I'll kind of explain into spoilers, but there's a detail in there what you might have missed, what kind of explains why he's kind of seems like a child driving a tank, kind of.
Sure, yeah, exactly.
But we'll kind of get that into spoilers. There's a lot of small things, but like I think that's the only downfall of this movie. I love this movie. Like honestly, I'll give you a little sneak peek. 100% for me. I think it's a perfect movie in my eyes. There's just like one thing is it deals with the Marvel mess of too many characters, too many cooks in the kitchen, kind of. I just felt like there was too many characters to juggle, and they couldn't do justice to give them enough screen time. James Gunn did an amazing job giving the characters that needed screen time in there, but there's a bunch of random characters in there. It's like, do we need this many characters, this many key figures in this movie? And Marvel always juggles with that. So like, I think James Gunn limited as much as he can.
Did you think that was a glaring issue? Or
I don't think it was a glaring issue.
Because I was like, the way he blended them all together. I mean, I don't even know what Yondu's like protege's name is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you didn't tell me Cosmo the dog was from the guys. What's the guy called? From the first movie? What's the guy?
Oh, the Collector?
The Collector. If you didn't tell me that was from the Collector's collection, like I wouldn't have known who that dog was from. You know what I'm trying to say is that like they gave the important characters screen time, and the ones that were like less known, like they were chilling.
Yeah, they were chilling, and I don't think it was a huge thing. For me personally, I was like, okay, that's fine. There's a lot of characters in that, but that's totally fine. I just feel like, Marvel as a studio always has that kind of like issue, is like too many cooks in the kitchen. But I think James Gunn did an amazing job kind of handling it.
For sure. Okay, so let me ask you this, and then we'll kind of go into spoilers.
Okay.
If there's a future for the Guardians of the Galaxy, what does it look like? And then just give me your rating and how many snacks you give it out of 10, and then we'll hop into like deeper spoiler territory.
This is really hard because we need to get into spoilers to talk about where we think the Guardians are going to go in the future. But I could try to answer it spoiler free as possible.
Sure, yeah.
So, I mean, obviously this movie ends a certain way, what we're going to talk about very soon. But I feel like the Guardians of the Galaxy is going to continue as a franchise. This trilogy of movies is set in stone. Nothing's touching these. Nothing's changing from these. But going forward, I think the next couple movies just might look a little bit different. I don't think anything's going to live up to the expectations as these 3 movies. I think this is a great trilogy. It's one of the perfect trilogies. Volume 1, 2, and 3, how they incorporate music and all that is perfect. I feel like it's just going to look a little different because of different people involved in the story. But I feel like it's going to look great. It might just feel a little different, what might throw a couple people off. Because Guardians of the Galaxy 1 released 12 years ago, I think, 12 or 13 years ago, 2000, what was it, 14? Whatever, 2014.
I thought it was like a 10-year run. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, it was pretty long. But, around 10 years, 12 years. So a lot of people grew up with it, kind of. So when they're going to change it a little bit, I think that's going to run people around.
So you were a sophomore when it first came out?
Yeah, it was about that. Yeah, about a sophomore. So honestly, I think it's going in the right direction. If every movie going forward is kind of treated like this movie was, I think the MCU is going to do a full 180.
I don't think it's going to be, just because James Gunn has a very unique style, and it's very cartoony, very fun.
And but what I am excited is, like, I don't think James Gunn's going to work on a lot more Marvel movies, because he's being the new Kevin Feige over at DC. So I'm excited to see what he's going to do at DC. But honestly, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, out of 10 snack rating, it's a 10 on my board.
Do you mind saying I'm going to give this movie a blank snacks out of 10, please?
Yeah. All right, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. You know what? I'm going to give this an official snack bite rating of a 10 snacks out of 10 snacks.
Wow. You know how Rotten Tomatoes, they call it certified fresh?
Yeah.
We should call these... Dude, this movie is a certified snack.
Certified snack. Honestly, I don't think this movie did anything wrong. I'm going to watch it another 3 or 4 times, and I 100%. And I love this movie, and I will die by this movie. You saw my hype the first day I saw it.
Do you know what's crazy? Well, I was talking to my friend yesterday, and I was like, I have this friend Brady, right? Love the guy. He's kind of an idiot, though.
Very handsome.
Very handsome. Is my mic on? Yeah. Sorry, it's a really dumb question. I love him to death. Kind of a real idiot though. But he'll always hype a movie up at first, and then the next day or the next time he watches it, it's a little bit lower. Like for the Mario movie, for example.
Yeah.
You were 9.5. The second viewing, you're 8.5.
Yeah.
And then for another example, if you guys keep up with the snack run lore, Brady was like, yeah, hometown here, it was pretty good, but it wasn't for me.
I don't think I ever said that.
Last podcast, that fucking sucked. Yes, you did.
I don't think I said it was. I think it had potential.
There's literally video evidence of you saying stuff like,
pull it up.
So it's basically just manga in Korea, and usually it reads more like a top-down scrolling.
Does it still have the pictures though?
Oh, it's got the pictures.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
I can't even order up a menu without pictures these days.
Yeah, but this one I thought it was pretty good. Good luck trying to find those clips.
I will find it. I have them. I'm pretty sure I have them, I think. But anyway, yeah. My point is saying that even your second time watching, you've seen it twice now.
Yes.
Your score did not change.
No, 100% did not change. If anything, it raised the score, honestly, because I was able to
catch more things.
I was catch more things, nitpick more things, and it was a lot more enjoyable. Even though I knew big things were happening, I still had great laughs, and I still had a lot of tearjerker moments, even though I knew they were 100% happening.
True.
How about you give me your surface rating of what you thought overall and what you're going to give it?
Yeah, so someone pointed out recently that I give out 9s and 8s and 10s to everything. And I take that to a lot of consideration, and then I thought heavily about it, and then I thought, fuck that person. And so I love the music. There was some hype instrumental music aside from the 80s and 90s music. I like that the characters all had were all more fleshed out. I like the characters, they all have more screen time. I like that there's more versions of I Am Groot. I heard different pitches and different him saying it, and then
he was really reaching the vocal range.
Yeah, finally Vin Diesel earned that paycheck.
Yeah,
he comes in, he's like, I am Groot. All right, that's $1 million, right? That's a milli. Walt Disney, sir. The more characters. They weren't 2D like you pointed out. They weren't 2D anymore like you pointed out. Music was great. Visuals were good. They're pretty good. The story was simple but beautiful. I'm gonna give this a super amazing 9 snacks out of 10. Was it perfect? damn close.
Very close.
Was it great? Hell freaking yeah. Should you pay $50 for the Rocket Raccoon lunchbox over at AMC theaters right now?
Yes.
Yeah, you should. We both got one.
And we got one. We can't show you for legal reasons, but we definitely got one.
Right, because we get so much money from these podcasts. We don't want that Disney wants to cut of that.
Yeah. They'll probably flag our video, so we can't show the Rocket Raccoon. Just imagine something really pretty and great and expensive.
I'll throw a picture of it.
Oh wow. Yeah, I got that one. I got it in the variety color though.
I got it in the ultra rare version where they accidentally give Rocket Raccoon 2 right hands.
Ah, it's the shiny collector's one.
Kind of, but he has 2 right hands.
Oh.
But yeah, so that's our review. We're gonna maybe I'll just take an extended version of the video where we just kind of really dive just deep and just act like super huge fucking nerds for a little bit.
Because we are super huge fucking nerds.
But we're like a hybrid. We're like hot and insightful with good brains on our shoulders, and we're big nerds.
Yeah, some of us are those features.
Yes, and others don't.
No, and the other ones of us is exactly the same features.
And we're going to let the audience decide who has what features.
Sexy features?
Big frontal brain lobes.
You know, that was good, man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
and dicks.
I really love that. Yeah, that was amazing.
So, Brady, on the way over here, or during the movie, you just couldn't shut the fuck up about certain key facts about the movie. What were some of those facts about James Gunn?
Okay, so for one, this movie, we're gonna get in the spoiler territory, right?
Yeah. And big disclosure, you guys know how this works. You get the first half, spoiler free. Second half is we get into it.
Yeah, but anyway, this movie, absolutely mind-blowing. Exactly like I said before, this is a Rocket fucking Raccoon movie, dog. I mean, he was in it, but he was not in it. But because he was the driving force, it made all the other characters really come out and really develop. Everything was amazing. I fucking love James Gunn. I didn't realize how much I fucking love James Gunn.
Well, because he also did Ragnarok, right?
Yeah, no, that was director Taika Waititi.
That's right.
He did the new Suicide Squad, what was really good. And he did the last 2 Guardians of the Galaxy volumes.
I thought he only did number 1.
No, he did 1 and 2.
Oh, really?
But they were all fucking amazing. That's his baby. That's his fucking baby. So I'm really fucking excited to see what he does with the MCU. Because I think he'll make a great Kevin Feige over at the DCU. But what I love about it, so there's a hysterical scene where Chris Pratt drops one of the first F-bombs in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It was super hype. Everybody fucking loved it. After they shot that, Kevin Feige came up to James Gunn and he's like, man, you don't want to be the guy to drop the F-bomb in your movie. You don't want that to be your legacy. I mean, the Russo's brother, they had an F-bomb in Endgame, but they ended up not using it because they don't want them to be that legacy.
What was it?
It was probably just like an F-bomb somewhere,
okay.
like where it was probably Iron Man. I bet you anywhere, it was probably Iron Man saying the F-bomb, like maybe like, fuck it, I am Iron Man, and he fucking snaps it. But they didn't want...
Fuck it, I am Iron Man.
But the Russo brothers didn't want that legacy. James Gunn said, fuck it. Yeah, I want that legacy. Are you kidding? Do you know who I am?
He wants to smoke.
I want that legacy to be me. So
you could probably count on one hand how many Disney movies have the F-bomb in it. And not adopted Disney movies, because remember Disney bought out Fox, so don't count those.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so they're not huge on it, but like I think just like what James Gunn did with this movie gets me really excited for his future projects.
Dude, it makes my asshole pucker up.
Exactly. I mean, I wasn't thinking exactly that, but pretty close. Like I would use a different metaphor.
That was perfect. So, something that really stood out to me was that at the end of the movie, you told me that this isn't the Groot that we grew up with. Mm-hmm. So the Groot that we know and love died 10 years ago. Yeah. Which is new to me.
You want me to kind of explain that for you?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
No, he died. It's
Sorry,
fine.
audience. I'm not going to explain it for you, but go look it up.
Yeah, but basically that sucks. You know what part got me really teary-eyed?
What part got you really teary-eyed?
When Drax was really good with the kids, and like we kept saying the first half, like these characters are not 2D anymore. These characters are like developing personalities and lives, and they desire more, I think. And Drax, he really like came out of nowhere, and there was like a cage full of children basically, and they're all kind of freaking out. And he came up then, he acted super duper silly, and he spoke their language, and he calmed them down, helped them, got them to cooperate. And I think it was Mantis who said that. What did she say? You're gonna be a really good dad.
Oh no, it was at the end. Nebula. They were all saying goodbye because they're all splitting up at the end. We're hoping that you guys watch the whole movie.
They've gotten their warning.
Yeah, I hope you guys watch the whole movie. But basically, they're all splitting up, and Nebula is like, Drax, I need you here. You can't go with Mantis. Like, you weren't born to be a destroyer. You were born to be a dad. What I fucking loved, because that's how he started the first movie. Because remember,
he was a father.
He was a father to his daughter, and he was a husband to his wife, and he was trying to get revenge on Thanos. So he claimed himself as Drax the Destroyer. What I fucking loved, because it brought it back as like, Drax never wanted to like fucking like do what he was doing. He just wanted to get revenge for his like daughter and for his wife. But then this brought it back. It's like, you know what? He's a dad, because like he's a dad who loves his daughter and wife so much that he went out to go risk his life to kill Thanos.
Right. And so that part got me super duper good. The whole team was like, I don't want to say splitting up, but like they were kind of like maybe all going on like extended vacation for a little bit. And
I think they're definitely like, there's some of those we're never going to see them in the lineup ever again, honestly.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think Mantis, she's going to kind of do her own thing. She might pop up here and there, but I don't think she'll ever become a Guardian again. Kind of same with Drax. I think his thing is kind of over. In real life, his contract is up and he's not interested in re-signing it. But storytelling perspective, he's just going to be helping the kids out. And then Chris Pratt, I think he loves this character so much, and he loves the direction where he is kind of forced.
He's definitely gonna be back. Like it says Star Wars gonna be back.
I do have a theory about that. If we want to get into that,
yeah, we'll get into it. But back to what I was saying, just for a quick one moment. I knew this one was gonna be a tearjerker. I think that one got me the best, just because like, I'm at a point in my life personally where I'm really looking forward to being a father. And I like, so that's on my mind a lot. And so like when to have that be like his like closing arc was like really intense for me. But then also it came from Nebula of all people, right? Yeah. I mean, it would have been different if it came from like the
hard ass, the whole movie. Yeah,
right.
She was so like brutal the whole movie.
If it came from Chris or not Chris, Quill or even Mantis, it would have been a little bit less. I mean, they're still loving characters, but it came from more because Nebula is not known to be so heartfelt.
You know who really impressed me this movie? Who I know he could,
performance-wise.
I know he could fucking act, but he fucking blew my mind.
The dog.
Cosmo, yes, even though I think that dog was mainly CGI the whole time. But it was fucking Chris Pratt. He fucking rocked that shit. Amazing actor. Like, holy fuck, man. Like, honestly, that one scene, Rocket Raccoon, he's dying. They finally get the lock code thing so they can actually start, like, giving him procedures on his heart. And he dies. And you just see Chris Pratt screaming in pain. You see Chris Pratt, like, with his, like, last end of his life, like, giving Rocket Raccoon, like, CPR. And, like, he's just great. You see, like, spit and tears running down his face, and like he's super emotional. And I think that's the scene what got fucking whole scene part, where they finally revived during the whole resuscitation and them actually reviving Rocket Raccoon. That fucking got me. And then when like Nebula, who doesn't have any like character or emotion at all, and she breaks down crying when she hears Rocket Raccoon's voice. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like all these characters aren't the same characters we started with.
Exactly. And,
like,
and I agree. That scene. I saw it in the trailers, and that's probably one of the big reasons why I didn't want to look too much into spoilers or anything kind of insight, because like I just wanted that to be such a raw feeling, and it was, and I'm very happy I got to experience that almost pretty much blind. But yeah, I agree that part his acting really shone.
Exactly. There was what I did love about it is the Guardians got beat the fuck up this entire movie. Like, they got beat the fuck up. At the beginning of the movie, Adam Warlock rocked their shit. When they were in that organization with the weird suit type guys, they were getting their shit rocked back and forth. Definitely Drax. And then in the last fight, they kind of conquered that last fight. I think it was just leading up to the last fight they were getting rocked, but they kind of like nailed it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, I agree. Well, you know, also like they were always like fighting an uphill battle. It felt like like they're always either split up and then fighting someone like overpowered, or like they were like split up and like fighting like a horde of people. So it was never like super fair. What I was gonna say is the other part that really got me teary eyed was I think the last two scenes of the flashbacks of Rocket Lila, Floor,
Very sad.
and
Very sad.
Teeth.
Because he has teeth.
Yeah, because
Even though everybody else has teeth, his is more prominent.
His more prominent, yeah. The last two scenes, you can tell that the high evolutionary,
yeah.
is that what it's called? High evolution? I don't know if he was drunk or if he was impaired, but you can just kind of tell that he didn't quite value Rocket's life and how he like manhandled him. Yeah. And I was like, all right.
He was just an object to him.
I was like, my guy, like, look, if this guy is so important to you, you're not going to be like squeezing his head and like throwing him around and stuff.
Yeah, he was so like, I mean, and they hinted at the end when the high evolutionary, he got kind of like double crossed by his own workers, because she said, like, one of his workers said, like, you're so hyper fixated on this experiment, like
that was coming.
You're ruining like all of us, blah blah blah.
Right, making a lot of dumb decisions.
So like, I think like his hyper fixation about like Rocket Raccoon was kind of making him like impaired and drunk and kind of crazy, because he was so focused on him so much. And like, that's kind of what the whole movie was like. He was like really trying to get Rocket Raccoon back to him. But those flashbacks fucking got me, man. Definitely on my first viewing, I was like, it's something about seeing characters in a shitty environment, a shitty situation, and still making the best of it, and then something shitty happening.
Do you want me to get deep for just a minute?
Yeah, go get deep, man.
So, I'm not even afraid to say this, really. I'm starting therapy tomorrow. And one of the big things I want to tackle is like the loss of my dog. And I had a dream about my dog like 2 nights ago where he was still alive, and my mom was in the room too, and she was like, "Yeah, he's here, we're hanging out." And I was like, "No, how's this bandit? Bandit passed." And she's like, "Yeah, you saw him go through a door, and they handed you like sand in a jar, like you don't know he actually died." I'm like, what's going on? And I knew he was gone, and so like I was like kind of freaking out. But like what I'm trying to say is that like the raw emotions I have from like everything that's happened to me kind of recently, and like seeing the experiments on all these like little animals, and like seeing like getting fucked up and getting manhandled, and seeing them like get experimented on. Oh my gosh! And then like when Lila like patted his head with the towel. Yes. Oh my lord! Like I was like, all right.
And hearing him like speak for the first time, and his first word was, "It hurts."
It hurts. Yeah.
Oh, that hurt me. That fucking hurt me.
And it was really dark. Like that whole scene where they're like this really dingy ass room, and it's like dirty and gross, and very, very sad. Very, very sad.
I do think James Gunn, he experimented, and he had a lot more mature type of visual and like just story writing type of perspective. It was a lot darker than most like Marvel type things. Like he went over human abuse, animal abuse, kind of stuff like that.
A lot of trauma too.
A lot of trauma. And then also like the visuals were very dark and gruesome. There's a part where Rocket Raccoon's kind of escaping from the high evolutionary, and he just fucking rips his face to shred. And you get to see like how his face looks after, because at the very end they take off the mask, what you thought was his actual face, and he was all like bloody, missing like skin everywhere. And that's what Rocket Raccoon did to him. So you just see like everything of Rocket Raccoon just scraping, and like it's even like darker is like you see our lovable boy Chris Pratt, like fucking he jumps out of the window with like this guy they're trying to get something from, and then he fucking slams him on the ground, and then like takes a knife and like carves out like the machine on his brain.
And it feels less violent and more of an act of desperation for their friend, rather than like, I'm killing this guy to kill him. Like I don't think they ever did anything out of like malicious intent, really.
Well,
but they're also desperate to save Rocket.
It was very confusing to me. I think they know how to read their environment. I think maybe that's the way I could kind of understand it, is the Guardians know how to read their environment, because there were some scenes when they went into that one like business type of office, like the organic planet type thing. They're like, we don't kill anybody, blah blah blah. But when they went to the high evolutionaries like layer, they're like, we're killing fucking everybody. So like, do they have
I think it was like hats off. Also like I think at that point they saw what the high evolution did to Rocket.
Because before they didn't know. And actually before it was just normal people working for organization, because the organization just supplied the high evolutionary with the materials and the resources and stuff. They weren't really involved into it. I really like that red girl, Yuri. She was fun. She didn't say a lot, but she was fun.
She got used and abused and thrown away.
She did. There's a part where Chris Pratt needed to like make an announcement to everybody, so he's like, just let me speak my truth. I'll come from the heart and like just let me speak truth. And she's like, okay, fine, speak to everybody. And she turns him on the intercom. He's like, nah, I'm not gonna say that shit. I just need to hack into their system.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie was fucking funny.
So, if I had it my way, which it's not gonna happen, but there would just be a part 4. There would just be a part 4 where it would be focused on like 5 characters maybe, and then have like maybe like another additional 6 on the back end, just as like base operatives or something like that. But at the end of the movie, the new Guardians of the Galaxy, they look pretty promising. Nebula and Drax are taking care of the planet headquarters. Quill's doing his own thing. Yep.
Quill's reconnecting with his grandpa.
How would you feel, Brady, about a Guardians 4 based on Rocket's new team?
I think that would be really hard because we don't know his new team. I honestly...
They look cleaned up, though.
They do look cleaned up. I'm really interested to see what, like, the little girl's power is and then, like, how more evolved, like, Adam Warlock. Because Adam Warlock is fucking, like, Captain Marvel level strong. Like, he fucking... That motherfucker got wrecked, like, this whole movie. He just kept on getting, like, knocked everywhere. And, like, he just kept on getting popped out. And he could breathe in space. He could, like, fucking... He was chained up to this chair and he was able to, like, break it off really easily.
I feel like part of his damage was, like, just himself kind of, like, running into things.
I think that's how they kind of balance his character because they show it. The High Evolutionary, I think it was in Volume 2. The post-credit scene was them taking Adam Warlock out of his cocoon. In this movie, the Adam Warlock's type of mom type figure said, well, yeah, he's not all there because you took him out of his cocoon early. Like, he wasn't fully developed, but you were so, like, anxious to get him out and, like, help you out. So, like, I think that's how they're kind of balancing his character. It's like, yeah, he's super strong, but he's like a toddler driving a tank.
Kind of like a Shazam.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he doesn't know quite what to do, and he's not all there. And, you know, we all have one of those friends who you're like, this guy, he's pretty good, but this guy, you just want to strangle him.
Yeah. I think maybe Volume 4 would have to just be like...
Oh, I didn't even get to my point. My point is, I think this new team's going to come in team-up movies. I don't think they're going to have their own standalone thing. I think, like, they're going to be involved in, like, big explorational team-up movies. Like, you're going to see them pop up, a couple movies here and there. But I don't think they're going to have their own standalone type of movie. The team, like, looks great.
Who they pop in with? Because
I think, like, probably Secret Wars or Kane Dynasty. They're definitely going to be involved. And that's when they reconnect with Peter Quill. But I don't think they're going to have their own standalone type of movie.
I wonder. Okay, yeah. What I was gonna say is, I agree. They won't have. They probably won't have their own standalone. What I was gonna say is maybe a like 11, like even like 8, like an 8-episode spinoff.
Okay, I'd be down for that. I love Disney Plus. So
yeah, 8-episode spinoff on Disney Plus.
I don't mind that because I would love to see more of these characters because it looked like some time has passed since they defeated the big bad. Because
like a lot of time actually, because like Groot's way bigger.
Yeah, Groot's way bigger. He's King Groot now. Everybody's even the little girl, it looks like she aged up 5 years or something like that. So I think definitely some time has passed, but I'm just really excited to see like what goes next if it is. But I would be down to like get a little bit more development on like where they come in.
Like I would say like I wouldn't even say like 10 episodes. Like maybe just 8 hour long episodes.
Here's a good question for you. Kind of wrapping it up. I think we're about that time. But
I think I'm gonna do 2 videos. I think.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do like one 20-minute one where we just do a pretty like surface level review and thoughts, and then it's gonna do it's gonna be called like snack bite. Or snack the second bite.
Yeah, whatever works.
I don't know what it's gonna be called.
Yeah, but kind of going off the ending of the movie. The post-credit scene kind of just shows, or even the ending of the movie kind of shows like Peter Quill. He hung up his gloves and his guns, and he's like, "I'm gonna be a normal human. I need to reconnect with my family." And he gets to reconnect with his grandpa. What's a really cool emotional scene. The post-credit scene kind of just shows them like chilling and eating. I was gonna say soup. Yeah, cereal and just kind of like chilling out. And at the end it says Star-Lord will return. I'm wondering, this is a reach, man. This is a fucking like out there reach.
But hey, you know what? If you're not gonna, if you're gonna tell your wife, you're gonna tell me, and then who else are you gonna tell? Like, just say it. You're
this
good.
is a fucking reach.
This is a safe space.
So at the end of a lot of movies, definitely recently, they did it with Thor and Doctor Strange. They said at the end of Thor, they said the mighty Thor, or not the mighty Thor, that's Jane Foster. They just said the Thor will return, and then at the Doctor Strange, it said Doctor Strange will return. They've done it quite a bit. But the past couple of movies they did it with was a black screen with white words. This time with Chris Pratt, Star-Lord, they did it with a white screen and black words. So they said Star-Lord will return, but maybe not Chris Pratt, or maybe not even Peter Quill. So will it be like a variant of Chris Pratt / Peter Quill Star-Lord type of character? Like, yeah, Star-Lord might return, but like, will it be like a variant? Maybe we're done seeing Chris Pratt in the MCU, and like that would be kind of a hard replacement, because like if they do have a variant of Star-Lord, like who the fuck would it be? I can't even think of an actor who could play it just as well as like Chris Pratt.
Maybe you're not. Maybe we should be looking for one that acts and is just like Chris Pratt, because Gamora, came from a different timeline, and she's very different from the one that they knew. So what if we had a Chris that never left the Ravagers? What if we had a Chris who became the leader of the Ravagers and became hardened?
Or even just like a more, because honestly, like Star-Lord is a pretty badass character, but he's kind of a scrub, and sometimes he doesn't know how to like control his...
He's like a goofball.
He's a goofball, and sometimes like he's not good at communicating. His team fucks up, and like honestly, his team winning a lot of the time is just like them just getting really lucky. Like they're all really skilled fighters, but like
that's the other thing. Like they're just dumb luck. They win any fight.
It's 100% just dumb luck. Because there was a scene in this movie. They were like Chris Pratt and Groot. I keep on saying Chris Pratt, Star-Lord, and Groot were on the spaceship, and they're like, "Okay, Drax, Mantis, where are you at? We're on the spaceship." They're like, "We came to rescue you." I'm like, "Why are you rescuing us? We were coming back to you." So like, he has no idea what his team's doing. So maybe a more like efficient like Star-Lord who actually is capable at his job, kind of.
yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I think I would welcome that. People they have to make it very clear to people, this is not the Star-Lord you've known for 10 years.
No.
This is the one that came from this universe, and he's this way because of this reason. You know what I mean? So
yeah. It's a fucking reach, because just because they changed the color and the font in the end, like that's a reach. Go on.
Yeah, super reach. It might just fit the aesthetic more than a black one.
100%. But it's just like consistency. Why did they do it for the other ones but not him?
Because black matched. No, I guess it didn't really match the
No, it didn't match anything.
No, it matched dark multiworld of
Okay.
madness.
Yeah.
Don't you think a black screen with white letters matches Multiverse of Madness better? Because it was like just kind of a dark movie in general. Okay, so what was I going to say? What if there was a Marvel What If Volume 2, and they introduced the new alternate Peter Quill, and we got people kind of warmed up for what's to come?
I would be down for that. It has to be like... Yeah, I would 100% be down for it. It's obviously not going to be the Star-Lord like we learned and loved and stuff like that, but I think I'm open to it. I just don't think he's going to bring the same chops that like because Chris Pratt is Star-Lord.
I think we got to let it breathe a little bit because... I 100%
think it's gonna be 5 years before we see anything Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, it's going to be a minute, because this is the end of the trilogy.
Yeah, I saw a really emotional tweet from Dave Bautista, I think last night, and he said it was just really hard saying goodbye to this character because he loves him so much, and I think you can really feel that. I think Dave Bautista has become like probably one of my top 10 favorite actors.
He's pretty great. Definitely as Drax, he's so fucking good.
Right, but also I watched him recently in
Hops and Chops.
Hop my chop, Hobbs my chop, touch my chub. I saw him recently in A Knock at the Cabin in the Woods.
Oh yeah, I saw trailers. Was he good in it?
Yeah, he played a very sentimental character in that movie. Very dark. His in that movie, but overall, I think he played a great character. Yeah,
I kind of told Ryan like after the movie, at the very end, you finally get to hear Groot say anything else than "I am Groot." He says, "I love you guys." So like,
I love you.
Guys.
Ryan just spilled a bunch of important stuff was broken down, but that's okay. James Gunn came out and said, like, he's still saying I am Groot, but us as an audience, we could recognize what he's saying because we have been on the 3-movie journey with him so long. So that's kind of cool, like Easter egg for the customers, for the viewers of like, oh my gosh, like we're part of this journey now that we could start to like identifying like what Groot is saying. Because the whole movie they're hinting at, like Gamora, like every time Groot said, I am Groot, and then Mantis is like, you think jumping out of a sky building falling apart into an exploding building is a good idea? And then Gamora's like, you guys just making this stuff up now.
Yeah.
So I love that they were hinting at
I am Groot. No, we are not stopping for Dairy Queen. We are heading right home.
Bro, I fucking love what they did with foreshadowing. The whole movie. It starts with the movie of Rocket Raccoon saying, I'm trying out these new anti-gravity boots to see if I stick to ceilings or on the ground. And then at the end, the very last battle, the big bad, he controls like gravity. So Rocket Raccoon turns on the boots and that sticks him to the floor. He's like, I'm fucking Rocket the motherfucking raccoon, and he blows him. So I love like there's every detail from the beginning was included in the end. Even his little key card. I didn't realize on my first viewing he had the key card in the beginning of the movie and he put it in his pocket. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it was like a makeshift key card. Mm-hmm. I mean, foreshadowing I think is more like along the lines of like if someone said something like, man, it would suck to die alone in that way, and then like later they ironically die alone or something like that. Mm-hmm. I think it's a little more. I mean
that happened in this movie. A lot of people.
Yeah, I guess you can call it foreshadowing.
I can't believe they didn't kill off anybody. Right. I mean, I liked how they ended it. I think this ending was one of the best endings ever.
You want to start wrapping it up?
Yeah, let's do it, brother.
Overall, thank you for watching the extended half of the snack bite. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but I'll come up with something clever. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm happy we got up at 8 o'clock to go see it in the morning. I am having an allergy attack, my guy.
Oh my gosh.
I just noticed my arm swelling up because of your dog.
Oh, no. Okay, we're going to take some medicine.
Some Benadryl.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming out and just listening to two goobers talking about it. If you guys haven't listened to The Dog Days Are Over by Florence and the Machines, fucking listen to it. That's been on loop in my head.
Was that in the movie?
It was the very last song when Rocket Raccoon like turned the music to 2000s music. Yeah. It's in my head right now.
And the Bowsette song as well.
That too, the Bowsette song. But that didn't appear in the movie, what I'm kind of mad about, but whatever.
Yeah, I can't believe that didn't make it in the movie.
Yeah.
I can't believe it didn't make it.
Bunch of bitches. But anyway, I think we're wrapping up.
Go check it out. We both gave it a really high rating. I mean, everyone's giving a really high rating. This isn't one that I suggest you see when it comes to streaming. I encourage everyone to go see things in theaters because I want to keep enjoying movies and merch and cool shit for years and years and years. So go support official release, please and thank you. I think that's all there is for me.
Go watch this movie. I want it to hit $1 billion in the box office this weekend.
This weekend?
Yeah, I mean, this video's not going to come out until Thursday, but this weekend.
Yeah. All right, guys. Bye, guys.